Welcome to Gonti Black Friday. Hope you're excited to get that 5-finger discount, or technically 4-finger discount going, but we're going to steal some stuff today, so hope you're excited about that. Now, as far as opening hand goes, yeah, I like it. We're going to keep on this one. I'd like to have a little bit more card draw in our opening hand, but we've got some pretty good removal in here. We have Wretch Confluence, it's going to double up with some removal and some card draw, and we have Sudden Spoiling, which is always a fun card to kind of run in Commander, get everybody down. Opponent's going to get down Soul Ring, sure, that's fine, go for it, and then see if they have anything else to go for. If not, we'll be good to go. We'll get our swamp down for the battlefield and feel like a little peasant for right now, and then we'll go from there. But luckily, we do have some good removal to take care of our opponent's commander, even if they do get it down pretty quick. So let's go and get down swamp, and then anything else, we're going to kick that turn back over to our opponent. We're playing Gonti, Lord of Luxury, Black Friday today. Death Touch whenever Gonti enters the battlefield. Look at the top 4 cards of target opponent's library. Exile one of them face down, then put the rest on the bottom in a random order. Then we may spend our mana as any color to cast that spell. See if they're going to go for their opposing commander. Now, I think that they might be able to get around the commander tax by continually tapping another artifact to get that down. So that'll be interesting to see how this works out. So let's go and get down Swamp. Let's go and go for Shriek Maw. I guess technically if we want to wait until next turn, we can add that extra mana to our mana pool to grab something else. But we'll go and go for Shriek Maw. We'll go and cast it with Evoke. Take care of our opponent's commander. There we go. Take care of Zahid. And then we'll cover Zahid back in the command zone, actually a little bit more proper, and then we'll go and pass turn to our opponent. Playing against Zahid, I think that's how you say it, or this is going to be for the rest of the video. You may pay 4 mana and tap an untapped artifact you control rather than pay this spell's mana cost. And then it does have flying. You too. Just saw that. Best of luck. And actually, yeah, this is my first time playing against them, and we'll see. I'm pretty sure it gets around the commander tax, so they might be able to at least tap down another 4 and then get that down. But we'll see how that works out. And I think they just tap their mana and pass the turn. So maybe there's commander tax on top of that. Let's go and get down Swamp and then anything else. Yeah, we're going to go for Strionic Resonator. It's going to be 1-2. And then we'll go and pass the turn. So next turn we'll be online for Gonti. We can get down Gonti. Hopefully start kind of digging around in our opponent's library, see if we can't find something good. More than likely we're looking at some sort of kind of control artifact build. So maybe we can grab some good sort of utility artifact and get that going for us. Opponent's going to get their commander down. They are sitting at a 5-6. Now we do have Wretch Confluence. We can pay this 3 times. So that will allow us to take care of our opposing commander. But let's see if there's anything we want to go for. Yeah, let's do this. Let's go and get down Phyrexian Tower. I think I like going for Gonti. Let's go and get down Gonti. Let's get that trigger going. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at the top 4 cards of our opponent's library. Okay, so we have Mind's Dilation, which is a really fun card, but we just don't have access to a ton of mana at this point right now. Void Shatter would definitely be a good way to take care of our opponent's commander. Kozilek does sound pretty fun, but I think at this point right now, since we're only sitting at 4 lands, and we have some pretty big spells in the hand, probably going to end up going for Ponder. So let's go and take Ponder, put the rest on the bottom. And then anything else, we're going to go and pass turn to our opponent. Now, we did make some updates to Gonti. Unfortunately, we don't see some of them in the hand. We've got Soul Ring, Mana Crypt, Mana Vault, Vampiric Tutor, Demonic Tutor, Imperial Seal, and Ancient Tomb. So I cannot tell you how much I miss playing with Ancient Tomb in Gonti. So it always makes for a really fun game. Opponent's going to get down their very own clever Gonti on the battlefield and go for their own trigger. So let's see if what they want to grab off that. And our opponent will get down Lightning Greaves. Now, that will make it a little bit hard for us to kind of take care of our opponent's commander. We do have Sudden Spoiling, so if we do get that down, somehow we get our mana going. We can go for Dark Petition to hopefully... actually, where's our Ponder? I guess our Ponder is going to pop up on our turn or something like that. I was looking to get Ponder up, and then that way we can at least cast it. Oh, there it is. It's up there. I got worried we lost that zone for a second. Do we want to go for Ponder at this point right now? We can get down Command Beacon, but we will not be able to take care of our opponent's commander. Or we could just simply tap out for Dark Petition. That way we put some sort of board wipe into our hand. That'll take care of our opponent's commander too. You know what? Let's go ahead and go for Dark Petition. We could hold on to that to get a little bit of extra mana, but I want to get a board wipe going, so I'm okay with this one. So let's go and tap out for Dark Petition. And I guess technically if we wanted to, we could go Phyrexian Tower to sacrifice Gonti and send it back to the command zone, add a little bit of extra mana, and still go for that Ponder. You know, let's do that. Let's go and sacrifice the creatures, add that double black to our mana pool. And it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go and tap out for Dark Petition. And let's go and grab, at this point right now, let's go and grab, we're sitting at 25, and that 5 in the air might end up kind of being pretty bad. So let's go and grab Damnation on this one just to be a little bit safe. It's going to go into our hand, and let's go and cast that Ponder that we stole from our opponent. Coffers, Grim Tutor, and then Whispering One. Okay, if we had Urborg on the battlefield, definitely be tempted to keep Coffers. Do we want to shuffle this one up or put it back in any certain order? Grim Tutor would be nice. We can draw into that one. I'm just not entirely sure if we want... Well, Whispering One could put some pressure on our opponent once we get down Damnation. That'll be Coffer 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... You know, let's just go and put these on any order. Let's go and shuffle our library up. I'm not super wild about that. Okay, draw into Swamp, and then anything else, no, we're going to go and pass the turn to our opponent. But yeah, so we added all the fast mana in here, added some really good tutors back in here, and added Ancient Tomb, which makes for some pretty good times. Now, we'll be able to get down Swamp next turn. We are looking at Damnation. That's going to at least kind of take care of our opponent's commander. And then the fake the fake Gonti on the battlefield with the Followed Footsteps. At the beginning of your upkeep, create a token that's a copy of Enchanted Creature. That reminds me of, we did Ravnica for the EDH Lounge, where we each picked... not Ravnica, we each picked a 2-block set that's been printed. And so Mudstuff, he was assigned Ravnica. And I forget what the play was, but they were going to go for... I think they're going to go for Followed Footsteps on... Oh, let me think about it for a second, because it's one of my favorite lounge moments, and I'll talk about lounge here in a second, too. Let's go and get down Swamp. Let's go and tap out for Damnation. I think that sounds good. It's going to really kind of clean a lot of this stuff up, and hopefully kind of keep our opponent's commander at least off the battlefield just for a little bit. So let's go do that. Let's go and tap out for Damnation. That's going to take care of them, and then anything else we'll go and pass the turn. But yeah, so we did, that's what it was. We were just assigned a block that's been printed twice, and Mudsta had Ravnica. And I think they were going to go for Fathom Mage with Followed Footsteps on the battlefield. So we ended up with a lot of card draw. But I had Kozilek on the battlefield, and I think I pitched a Gideon to counter the Fathom Mage, and that really kind of messed up the Followed Footsteps line of play. And I don't know, I just, every time I see Followed Footsteps, I think about, because I think that's one of the first games that Mudsta had recorded with the camera on his face, and so, or at least had a webcam, and so I could see his face just shaking, and so every time I see Followed Footsteps, I always think about that. Alright, so our opponent will swing across, knock us down to 12, and that will be 16 total commander damage. Let's go and get these Swamp down. We are looking at 5, 6, 7. We can go for Sudden Spoiling, but that won't do much at this point right now. We're looking at next turn, we're going to be dead from a hit in the air. So at least we can go for Sudden Spoiling to make it a 0-2 to kind of dodge some commander damage, because that will get around it. Is there anything that we're going to do? Because that kind of cuts us off. We can go for Gonti. That's going to be 6. I don't think exactly that's what we want to go for. Let's go for Sign in Blood. We're going to draw 2 cards off of this one. See if we can't just dig a little bit deeper. Draw into Worst Fears. Okay. Maybe we might be able to do something Worst Fears. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That'll be us next turn. Yeah, let's do that. We'll go and pass the turn. Keep our fingers crossed. Maybe we can get down Sudden Spoiling. We'll dodge that commander damage. We'll go for Worst Fears. Maybe we can grab something out of our opponent's hand to take care of Zahid on the battlefield. But you can see where if you're building mono blue good stuff, or at least mono blue artifacts, with the 5/6 flyer in the air, that's putting some pretty good pressure on us, especially with a deck full of mono black good stuff. But that was definitely one of my favorite lounge moments. And then as far as the lounge, we have not done a new lounge yet. And main reason for that is all of us have been kind of pretty busy at this point right now. So thankfully, you know, I think Mudsta's going to be getting back to his normal setup here in about a month, or not about a month or so, but I think at the towards the middle of the month. So long story short, we will have some lounge coming out for you sometime soon. We've all just kind of been very busy with life, and definitely miss it. You know, definitely want to record some sort of Dragon Lounge. We have a few other cool lounge ideas that we definitely kind of start to roll out. So if you've been looking for one of those multiplayer videos and wondering where they've been, we're still doing it. It's just, like I said, life has gotten in the way. So now that's going to settle down a little bit. We'll kind of start to go from there. Opponent will get down Skull Clamp, Sword, and then Sword of Body and Mind. Okay, let's see what we draw into. They tap their land down, draw into Ancient Tomb. Okay. So we need to find some sort of way to deal with Zahid on the battlefield and get that down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's going to be just enough to go for Worst Fears. Yeah, let's go and go for it. It's going to be better than nothing at this point right now. Okay, we're going to take control of our opponent's turn next turn. Let's see what they have in the hand. Ooh, Cyclonic Rift, but unfortunately... Now, they're going to be able to still just go and bounce Zahid back to the hand. I guess technically we can go for Wretch Confluence in response to that. Let's do this. Let's go and go for Devastation Tide. And we're basically just going to miss out on Strionic Resonator. I think we're okay with that. Yeah, let's go and do that. Let's go and bounce. Actually, let's do this. Let's click cancel. Let's go and go for Cyclonic Rift. Cast that on Strionic Resonator. That's going to be 1-2. Okay, so we're going to bounce Resonator back to our hand. Let's go and we don't really want to draw a card at this point right now. Let's go ahead and go for Devastation Tide. That's going to be 1 colorless, and then tap out for 4 more. Oh, and actually, they took our Lightning Greaves. Okay, so that's where that came from. And that's back in the hand. Let's go and tap down at this point right now with that extra mana. We'll leave everything else. Now, that will give us just enough mana to go for Wretch Confluence next turn. So at least we're going to turn this into some sort of game. And at this point, let's go and grab a screen grab of what's going... Actually, yeah, I don't think they'll have it revealed. So let's do this. Let's go and grab a quick little screenshot. Sorry about that. Just want to make sure we have it up on the battlefield so we can kind of see what's going on. Okay, and I'll kind of keep this off to the side, and then we'll go and kick the turn back over to us. Okay, and we draw to Homeward Path. Let's go and get down Ancient Tomb. And I guess at this point, we could go for Command Beacon to send Gonti into our hand, especially if we did get Ancient Tomb down, because we're looking at 6 total mana, and I really want to leave up Wretch Confluence if possible, so... Let's go and do that. Let's go and go for Command Beacon, put Gonti into our hand. Let's go and go for Gonti. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll be able to look at the top 4 cards of our opponent's library. Eye of the Storm, Sky Diamond, and Double Island. Do we want Eye of the Storm that bad? Whenever a player casts an instant or sorcery exile, that player copies it. They pay it without paying its mana cost. That's going to be 7 total mana. I guess that could work with something like Army of the Damned. The only thing is we just need to watch out for that flyer in the air. Yeah, we'll go and grab that one. We'll grab Eye of the Storm. That could be interesting on that. Do we want to get down Lightning Greaves? No, we need to leave up a pretty good chunk of mana for Wretch Confluence because we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, let's just go and pass the turn at this point right now. Kick it over to our opponent. Then hopefully we'll be online for Wretch Confluence to go for that -2, -2, -2. Now, like I said, that does put us in a spot where we need to get another piece of spot removal. We are sitting at 16 total commander damage from our opponent, so that's something that we do have to watch out for. And our opponent does get down Soul Ring. Let's go and cross that off the list real quick and see what else they kind of roll out for the turn. But yeah, so sorry for having the snipping tool up here, but it's one of the best ways to kind of make sure that we know exactly what's going on with our opponent's hand. Opponent's going to go for Sword. Let's go and cross that off the list too. Going to go for Skull Clamp. Let's go and cross that off. And they're going to go for Secrets of the Golden City. And they were able to draw 3 cards off of that one since they did have the City's Blessing on the battle, not on the battlefield, but they did have at least enough permanents on the battlefield. So they do have at least Sword of Body in mind, and they do go and cast that, and that leaves their opposing commander left on the battlefield. Okay. Now, they did not tap out for the commander. That still leaves us open for Wretch Confluence. We're still going to go ahead and leave that up. At least that we can go for that in response to... well, actually, excuse me. No, we have Lightning Greaves in the hand. I was forgetting that Lightning Greaves was ours and not theirs. So, drawn to Argos Bloodfast. Okay. Let's go and get down Homeward Path. Let's go and swing across for 2 with Gonti. It's going to knock them down to 28. We finally get on the board for some commander damage. Do we want to get down Bloodfast? Yeah, let's go ahead and go for that. Now, if we tap out for Army of the Damned, that's going to be 8, and we're still not going to have enough for Wretch Confluence. Excuse me, for Wretch Confluence. So let's go and get down Bloodfast. It's going to be 1, 2. I don't know if we want to go for that one. We do get in a spot to where we can get down Temple and get some good sacrifices going. So let's go and do that. Let's get down Argos Bloodfast. It's going to be 1, 2. We'll get that down and see if we can't get down Eye of the Storm. We don't necessarily need to get down Lightning Greaves that bad to protect Gonti, to be honest, since we do have at least some sort of sacrifice ability with Phyrexian Tower. So let's just go and pass the turn to our opponent, and then we'll kind of go from there. Now, we do have Exsanguinate in the hand, so if our life total gets down a little bit too low, maybe we can get Argos Bloodfast to flip, and then we can gain a little bit more life with Exsanguinate and kind of go from there. But let's see what our opponent wants to roll out for the turn. Hopefully, they tap out for their commander. We'll at least be able to kind of deal with it and going from there. Okay, opponent's going to get their commander down, and I think that's going to be it for their hand, so we can go ahead and cross that off and not worry about that anymore. Okay, opponent's going to go for Sword of the Animus, and that gives them +1/+1. So let's do this. Let's go and go for Wretch Confluence in response to that. Target creature gets -2, -2, -2. Okay, that's going to send their commander back to the command zone. Let's get this popped down just a little bit. And look at Zahid, man. He's got that look on his face like, you cannot deal with me. But this is one of the fun things about Commander. This is definitely making me want to... almost kind of build one of these decks. It looks like really fun, especially if you get down some of this fast mana. And our opponent's going to get down another fake Gonti, get down the Vizier of Gonti, and grab the top 4 cards of our library. See what they grab off of that, and they'll be able to kick the turn back over to us. Alright, so we draw into Swamp. Let's go and get Swamp down. Eye of the Storm could work with something like Exsanguinate. They're not going to be able to swing in just yet. So if we tap out for a pretty good Eye of the Storm... Yeah, because I was thinking about going for Eye of the Storm. If we get that down and go for Exsanguinate, we'll gain a lot of life, but pretty much our choke point at this point right now, is going to be commander damage. We can go for Army of the Damned. That will give us a ton of creatures on the battlefield, but unfortunately that will not stop what's happening to us at this point. And that's them coming across. I guess if we want to put in as much pressure as possible on our opponent, we'll end up going for Army of the Damned, and that'll give us a lot of tokens on the battlefield, and then maybe we can somehow get Exsanguinate, and they can't swing in just yet with their commander. I guess that's going to be about it. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go and push in with Gonti. See if they want to trade. That does have Death Touch, and if something happens with that, then we can do something with Gonti, but at least maybe we'll kind of get in for 2, knock them down to 26, and let's go and get down some of those zombies onto the battlefield. Okay, get those zombies on the battlefield, and then anything else. We could get down Lightning Greaves, but I think we're going to be okay. Let's just go and pass the turn to our opponent. So our opponent's not going to be able to at least swing in at this point right now with haste with their commander. We've got a ton of zombies on the battlefield. We are looking at 20 points of damage coming across. Thankfully, we did get rid of Cyclonic Rift and Devastation Tide from our opponent's hand. So maybe we get into the spots where we might be able to swing in with some of these zombies and go for that Exsanguinate and kind of gain a little bit of extra life off this one. We are looking at our opposing Gonti swinging across for 2. We do have to watch out for that one, but hopefully maybe we get enough damage with this Exsanguinate and kind of close it out. We'll see though. Keep our fingers crossed. And our opponent, I was trying to they got down Yahini, and they did get down a Phyrexian Metamorph. Oh, I like that. That's pretty cool. Phyrexian Metamorph is a copy of one of the zombie tokens. And so they are able to get down Yahini. Let's see. So they end up going for, oh, that is a bummer. Let's see. So that's going to make it 4. It's going to be 6. Sort of the Animus is going to put that down. Okay. I got worried for a second. We still have Argyl's Bloodfast, so we can gain a little bit of extra life at the beginning of our upkeep. But I think we might be able to dodge this for a second. So it's going to be 3, 4. That'll be 7, putting us down to 1. I don't think there's anything else that they can go for. Now, they will have a Sword of Body and Mind trigger that will give them a wolf token on the battlefield, but at least we'll have Argyl's Bloodfast to allow us to gain a little bit of extra life, and then hopefully kind of get out from underneath this. Okay, and they will pass the turn, and I'm so glad at this point right now that we do not have Phyrexian Arena on the battlefield. Yes, we're going to go and let that transform. I don't think we're wanting to pay 2 life at this point right now. And I think this might be it. Drawn to One-Eyed. But yeah, if we tap out for that, let's go and push in with the whole crew at this point right now. That's going to be at least 22 coming across with those zombies, and then we're looking at 2 being able to block, so we're looking at 18, and that will allow us to tap out for a pretty nice Exsanguinate. And whatever sort of creature they do end up blocking, we'll at least be able to pay for that with the Temple card, just to go ahead and at least kind of gain a little bit of extra life. Well, actually, no, we don't mind trading on that one. I think we'll be okay with that. Okay, so they're going to put them down to 2, and that will get a few extra counters on Yahini. But thankfully, fingers crossed, hopefully they don't have Force of Will in that last hand and a blue card to pitch, but I think we're going to get it on this Exsanguinate. So let's go ahead and go for Exsanguinate. Let's tap out for this one. Getting down to 1. Oh man, look at that. That's going to be 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Add that black to our mana pool. And then it's going to be 6. Yeah, we'll just go and leave up a few of these utility lands just in case that way we don't click on something on accident. So X is going to be 6, so we're going to have Exsanguinate for 6, and this should be good. Our opponent's completely tapped out. I think we're going to get it on this one. Okay, there we go. All right, knock our opponent down to -4, and we stay at 7. Good game to our opponent. Definitely a good game if you see this video. That was pretty fun. You got to see how quick our Zahid can put some really good pressure on you, especially when you get in a really quick Soul Ring. But thankfully, we're able to dodge a little bit extra time with that. Where is it? Worst Fears. I think it got exiled out of the graveyard. But you can see where we use Worst Fears to kind of take control of our opponent's turn, really kind of devastate some of the stuff in their hand, and then really kind of take over from there, getting down Army of the Damned and swinging across with a ton of zombies and closing it out with Exsanguinate. So definitely take that one, and hey, happy Black Friday. I'm glad to be back too. It's always nice to go on vacation, but it's also really nice to kind of get back to some good recording, and I hope you have a good weekend. So anyways, if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.